Lately I've been playing a lot of Jagged Alliance 2 with the 1.13 mod, which is pretty much the only way to play. So I decided to make a quick video of some gameplay along with with some strategies that I use. In this video I'll be assuming that you're familiar with the basic gameplay mechanics, and I will be playing on expert difficulty. So let's get this thing started. Okay, before we actually dive into the gameplay, the 1.13 mod actually adds an I editor. So this lets you change some gameplay options and stuff like that to kind of fit how you want to play. I found it's not completely necessary to change anything in here, as the settings are pretty good by themselves, but one thing I would definitely recommend changing if you do want to use the food and water system in the game, and that is optional when you start a new game, is to go into the I editor, go down to tactical food settings, and the hourly base food and drink settings. So I don't think I changed it. I think 20 was the default value. For the drink settings, I changed this. I think the default was 130, so I just cut that in half to 65. At 130, you will be forced to carry around just large amounts of water, and your mercenaries will go through quite a bit. This might modify the how realistic the game is, but I just found it a lot more playable with a slightly lower setting. Okay, now from here you can change the screen resolution and all that. Here we're looking at the world map. From the world map is pretty much where I do everything from like inventory management to equipping stuff to my mercenaries. So one of the things that I do is before I even start going through and equipping them, I will figure out exactly where is it that I want them to go to. So I'm actually near the end of the game here, and I should actually start beginning my assault on Meduna, maybe by capturing some of these sectors around the outlying area. So what I'm going to do is I'm looking at where is it that I'm going to be going, and time of day, and for how long are my mercenaries going to be out there, and that'll help me determine how much ammunition I need to take, food and water, and all that. So for time of day, a lot of people will want to say that night ops are whenever they stage all their attacks. For me, that's not necessarily the case. In a lot of ways, night ops won't be the best time frame to conduct the op, as snipers will be a lot less effective. Your effective range will decrease, and a lot of other factors like that. So right now I base most of my mercenaries out of sector B13, which is Dresson Airport. This is where all my equipment is and stuff like that. So from the inventory, the sector inventory screen is where I'll be looking at all the weapons that I have pretty much just lying on the ground, but I can equip all of these and get started from there. So right now I have two effective fighting squads right now, Squad 1 and Squad 2. Squad 1 is composed of is pretty much my A team. I have all my best mercenaries on there. Squad 2 has pretty much all the mercenaries that you get from the local resistance, Miguel, Carlos, Ira, and that's kind of my B squad. These are the ones that will be doing minor missions here and there, and likely raising militia. So my primary kind of squad leader, team leader here is Ghost, and he's kind of a night ops stealth sort of mercenary. So he's equipped with the AS Val with some ammunition, and this is probably one of my favorite sidearms here, because you can equip the suppressor and a small scope and a reflex sight and all that on it, and it still fits in a MP holster slot. So it's really good. I like to have a burst or fully automatic sidearm in case I need to do some real close quarters fighting. The other thing too is I keep him relatively lightly armored because I don't expect for him to do any sort of heavy combat, and usually he does one-hit kills with his AS Val here. Um, Going through, I keep the teams. I kind of group them, or I plan on using them in groups of 2. So with Ghost, he has his other kind of night ops stealth specialist using the same weapon. That's Igor, same sidearm and all that. And then I have Barry. He's my grenadier. He's using a 6.8 Bushmaster M4, one of my favorite weapons, with the M203. And he has some HE rounds and mustard gas rounds. He's also carries around a lot of my demolitions and stuff like that. With him, I usually keep Lucky. He has a similar weapon, just with a grip pod instead of M203, and he uses an MGL equipped with all HE rounds. And again, he's really good if I'm having to deal with hordes of enemies. I can just unload with those HE rounds with that guy there. And then I have my sniper. This is a sniper rifle I've yet to use, so looking at the stats, it looks pretty good, but I haven't used it a lot, so we'll see how it works. Prior to using that rifle, I was using the M21 EBR, and then I was using the DSR 1-2, which depending on what sort of environment you're wanting to go in. I'm keeping this sniper rifle because I plan on doing a night op. And then I have Grizzly. He's really my heavy weapon specialist. He's got completely up armored 7.62 fully automatic machine gun with tracer rounds, and he also has the RPG-23 rocket launchers, because I do know from personal experience in Meduna there are tanks, and a lot of times, especially later in the game, these become really handy if you just need to breach a wall. I use these a lot for breaching rather than C4 because it's faster, and I can have some standoff from that wall I intend to blow down. Other than that, that's pretty much it for the planning stages with this, just looking at the one team right now. Something to keep in mind is definitely weight and water consumption. I usually I use the PET bottles a lot. I usually give them at least 2 bottles and then 2 MREs, and I try to keep the team really well rounded, so they'll have the utility knife, which doubles as a lockpick mechanism, and every one of the members of my team is equipped with sidearms. I'm a real stickler about that. It might be a little bit more heavy, but if you need to hold up inside of a house or something, the sidearms are really useful, especially with AET rounds. Something to consider too is what sort of round you're going to be using for the op. So later in the game, I use all AP rounds and for my rifles, and then for my sidearms, I use AET rounds, which are good all around, good against unarmored and armored enemies. I use AP rounds for my rifles because later on I'm going to be looking at primarily just armored enemies, unless I'm encountering Hellcats or something like that, but I don't plan for that. The other thing to think about too, along with the weight, is armor. Most of pretty much all my team members are all using this Dyneema armor, and I just keep them with vests and knee pads, and that's about it. I don't even use the leggings. Depending on what I'm doing, because these guys are all in night ops, I keep them really lightly armored, because more than likely they're not going to be getting into a lot of heavy or lengthy engagements. If I were, I might use helmets with the leggings with ceramic plates. Grizzly is a good example of what that looks like with all of that together. You have an armor rating of 98%. That could actually be possibly 100% if all my equipment is repaired. With each one of my team members, I keep them with sun goggles, and because you never know, even after securing a sector, you might have to do combat during the daytime. But yeah, that's pretty much how I break down the team. Okay, so now to the tactical view. Here's the situation I'm looking at right now. Here's my team of 6 mercenaries, and we are assaulting this gas station. Now, before coming in, said there was 30 enemies here, so shouldn't be too bad, but that is quite a bit. Without, as you can see, there is not a whole lot of cover here. I don't like fighting in these trees and stuff, so I try to use the buildings as much to my advantage as possible. So for the most part, the area surrounding it is completely dark, with the exception of little spots in front of these buildings and where this sign is. So I use that to my advantage by one way you can use a sniper at night is you can plant the sniper out in the darkness, like in a out in the woods, and then the sniper can still acquire targets as they pass under the lights. But not in a position to do that just yet. So we have these 2 enemies here. They don't know that we're here yet. So up here I have my sniper. I want to place her in a position where she can start picking these guys off and keep a lot of standoff. So right now we have Igor and Ghost next to the building. These are our stealth specialists. And I got an interrupt here when this guy passed under this light. So it's one of those situations where there's a pretty big distance here. If this was all dark, he wouldn't have been able to see this guy, but because he passed under the light, he can. So let's see if we can hit this guy. This isn't a sure thing. There's a really strong possibility that I'm going to miss. Also, one thing I have to recommend when you are shooting at an enemy, always shoot center mass. Headshots and leg shots, depending on the situation, that might be tactically feasible, but for the most part, all body shots. If they're wearing body armor, then the AP rounds are going to pass through it anyways, and it's a lot easier target to hit. So I'm just going to go a single shot right now to try to conserve what ammunition I have. And miss, and miss. Alright, very good. Now see, on the back side of this building I had Ghost basically covering Igor's back. So this is a really good reason why I did this, because now, probably prompted by Igor's shots, this guy walked out. So I'm actually going to switch to his sidearm, this TMP, and shoot him in the head. So this is a moment when because you have such a high chance to hit, shooting him in the head is probably a good idea. Alright, we got an interrupt for no reason. I don't know why. Okay. Moving on. Someone walked out in front of Igor. This is one of those things that's actually nice about having suppressors and or flash suppressors. I've been actively shooting these guys, and they are not, they don't know where I am. So this is good for me. Now Lucky has an interrupt here. We have two guys next to one another. So I'm debating whether or not I'm going to start pulling out the MGL. I think I'm going to wait because things haven't gotten bad enough. I use that for crowd control. So I'm going to have him do pop shots with his M4. Here we go. 1 and 2. Didn't kill the second guy, but he's not in a good position right now. You can see, so they're being drawn to the general area, but they don't know my exact location yet. This guy here, he's getting pretty close though. If I don't take him out in the next turn or so, he's probably going to start. He's probably going to figure out and let his buddies know where I'm at. Let's see. What kind of a shot do I have with the sniper? No good. I'm going to go ahead and try to take this shot anyways, because she has a pretty quiet sniper rifle. Taking the shot couldn't hurt. Miss. And that's it. Alright. Alright, we got that guy there. And I want Igor to keep focusing on where this truck is. I think at about this point, I think I'm in a good position to start moving Barry down, and I'm going to have Grizzly kind of reinforce this kind of sniper spotter team that we have here, because I have a feeling I'm going to have a lot of guys coming up here. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and conserve these two guys as action points, especially Ghost, because someone could step out around this corner, and I want him to be able to take him out. Alright, again, Igor interrupt, the guy walking into the sign. I don't think I'm going to be able to hit him, but we'll give it a shot. I'm going to single shots, try to conserve ammo. Alright, so the next scenario we're going to look at is, this is actually a desert sector. Again, very little cover. Actually, there is cover here, but not a whole lot of places where you can bottleneck the enemy. Fortunately, I think we're only looking at 10 to 15 enemies, I think it said. So we were traveling in our Humvee, and we were ambushed. So the first thing I did was spread out the team, because I think the vehicle actually acts as a light source. So any mercenary that's within the vicinity of the vehicle can be spotted by enemies out here. So fortunately, I've already tagged some guys in the immediate vicinity. The Humvee got hit a couple times, but not too bad. And so far, my mercs are pretty much unscathed. Alright, so let's get to it. We have Grizzly and Lucky hiding in these rocks over here. I think I'm going to have Grizzly try to just unload on this guy here. Grizzly kind of acts as my sledgehammer. I just brute force, and frequently I'll just have him fire as many rounds as he can, hoping to hit something or suppress them. So here we go. Alright, so he hit him once and suppressed him. And Lucky's actually a really good shot, so I'm pretty sure I'll be able to hit him. Once and twice. There we go. I think Igor can see this guy over here. He's a pretty good shot too, so I think we'll be alright. Yep. Now, this is the top of the map up here, so there's no point in covering the area up here. So I'm actually trying to move these guys down and away, and there's a smoke grenade, a berry over here. Whenever I move my mercenaries, I try to do covering fire. So I ran Barry up because I got Igor covering over here, and then that's why I use these two-man groups, because I can do like buddy teams. While one guy is set, the other one will move, and so on. And he's throwing something, a grenade. Probably a smoke grenade, it looks like. Actually, I think I'm gonna if you're not familiar with it, if you chose it as an option when you started a new game, you can actually have your weapons overheat. The person who the one that overheats the most is Grizzly's machine gun over here. It looks like it's about halfway. He carries an extra barrel for that reason. Igor over here looks like his primary rifle is not quite overheating, but I'm going to switch it out just to be safe. Let's see. So he's going to use his TMP and miss. There we go. And I'm going to keep moving these guys around. Pretty sure actually isn't too many enemies over here, but hopefully, if this little firefight lasts long enough, then I'll actually be able to flank these guys around. Let's see, I'm actually going to have him do a quick burst. The thing about this this Bushmaster M4 has no burst mode. It's only full auto, and I would say it's a little bit of a downside. I really like having burst. It's not acting like he has a reflex sight on his weapon. I don't think Barry's going to be able to hit him in this one. Oh, he did. Okay, I think these guys are far enough where I think I can start bringing them back around. And no one's run up on these guys, so I'm going to start spreading them out a little bit more. So I can move Lucky around because Grizzly over here is covering him. And then I'll set Lucky up, and then next turn I'll move Grizzly up also. Someone over there beyond those rocks, he can't see it. And I don't have any more grenades on Barry, and maybe Igor has a grenade. See if I can get a grenade over there at this guy. Alright, well, I don't know how that happened. That's that's probably one of my biggest I don't have too many issues with this game. It's a pretty good game, but one issue I do have is definitely grenade throwing and the M203 shooting. I could see that maybe being a little bit inaccurate, but the grenade throwing, it seems to be for them to throw it, I would say maybe 20 yards in front of them is really hit and miss. They'll throw it wherever they want. Alright, interrupt. I think Barry's in a position to maybe finish this guy off. I'm not even going to bother shooting him again. Oh. Someone got around on Barry. Make sure stealth mode is on for these two. There's the dying guy. And he just died. Okay. We got a straggler hiding out here in the bushes. I think I'll have Ghost use the TMP on him. He has enough ammo for a quick burst. Let's see how that works. Pretty good. And that was it. So my sniper doubles as my medic. She's proficient in with her first aid kit, and I usually don't bother carrying a full-on medical kit in the field. I'm never needed to, and the first aid kit works just fine. And then once I get back to home base, I can fix anything else that the first aid kit didn't take care of. Alright, that's all I'm going to be doing with Jagged Alliance for now. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, let me know, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching.